Welcome to Recycling for Dummies. I'm sure everybody is excited to learn about this arduous process. Now, let us begin. We will start off with sorting. Successful recycling requires clean, recovered paper, so you must keep your paper free from contaminants, such as food, plastic, metal, and other trash, which makes paper difficult to recycle. Next up is collection and transportation. You must take your sorted paper to a local recycling center or recycling bin. Often a paper stock dealer or recycling center will collect recovered paper from your office or your home. We will move on to storage. Paper mill workers unload the recovered paper and put it into warehouses where it is stored until needed. When the paper mill is ready to use the paper, forklifts move the paper from the warehouse to large conveyors. The next step is repulping and screening. The paper moves by conveyor to a big vat called a pulper, which chops the recovered paper into small pieces and then heats it into a mushy mixture called pulp. The pulp is then forced through screens, which remove small contaminants such as bits of plastic and globs of glue. And then we have de-inking. Paper makers often use a combination of two de-inking processes. Small particles of ink are rinsed from the pulp with water in a process called washing. Large particles and stickies are removed with air bubbles in another process called flotation. During flotation de-inking, pulp is fed into a large vat called a flotation cell, where air and soap-like chemicals called surfactants are injected into the pulp. The surfactants cause ink and stickies to loosen from the pulp and stick to the air bubbles as they float to the top of the mixture. The inky air bubbles create foam or froth, which is removed from the top, leaving the clean pulp behind. And now we reach refining, bleaching, and color stripping. During refining, the pulp is beaten to make the recycled fibers swell, making them ideal for paper making. If the pulp contains any large bundles of fibers, refining separates them into individual fibers. If the recycled paper is colored, color stripping chemicals remove the dyes from the paper. Then, if white recycled paper is being made, the pulp may need to be bleached with hydrogen peroxide, chlorine dioxide, or oxygen to make it whiter and brighter. The last and final step is paper making. On the screen, water starts to drain from the pulp, and the recycled fibers quickly begin to bond together to form a watery sheet. The sheet moves rapidly through a series of felt-covered press rollers, which squeeze out more water. The sheet, which now resembles paper, passes through a series of heated metal rollers, which dry the paper. Finally, the finished paper is wound into a giant roll and removed from the paper machine. One roll can be as wide as 30 feet and weigh as much as 20 tons. The roll of paper is cut into smaller rolls, or sometimes into sheets, before being shipped into a converting plant where it will be printed or made into products such as envelopes, paper bags, or boxes. Congratulations! You have completed your crash course on Recycling for Dummies.